Hello and welcome to Bring Your Fire, the show where flavor meets flame. I'm your host, Niko Miceli. Today we have a very special guest with us here today, none other than Gene Riordan. Gene is regarded as one of the top recruits in Illinois and is a force to be reckoned with on the field. His size and smart play recognition and is also one of the captains on the team. Beyond the field, Gene is involved in many extracurricular activities and is a part of the Student Council Board. Right now, he is currently committed to continuing his football career at the University of Iowa, but he is starting his exciting senior campaign with the Hinsdale Central Red Devils. Welcome, Gene.
Thank you for having me.
How are you feeling?
Fantastic.
Ready to eat some wings?
I think so. I'm not a very spice tolerant person. So
all right, we'll see today.
Hi everyone, my name is Eeshan and I am the Spice Master. To start, for legal reasons, Gene, we'll have you sign this liability form. Just check here, 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 and here. Sign there, please.
So how would you rate your spice tolerance out of 10?
Probably about a 2.
Alrighty, so for the first swing, we have lemon pepper with a spice rating of 0 out of 10. No sauce, this one should be a breeze.
This is my actually favorite flavor of wing, if I had to pick one.
Good to hear. Let's take one bite. Let's answer some questions. Great. Starting off pretty easy. Alright, let's get into some of these questions. Growing up, many different sports are pretty easily accessible to a lot of kids, and almost everyone played one. What made you choose football, and what made you stick with it?
From a young age, I was introduced to football, and it was a great passion of mine. As a kid, I wasn't as great of a football player, and I grew into my body as I aged, but I always had a love for the game. Introduced to it by my dad. He played at Western Michigan, and he's a great role model in my life, and I really wanted to follow after my dad. And I also played a multitude of sports growing up, including lacrosse, which I played up until last year. And I played basketball with Jody Harrison. I'm not great at basketball though. But football just really has a special place in my heart.
Yeah, great. That's good to hear. And then speaking of your dad, he not only played college ball, but also coached you from 3rd grade all the way to 8th grade, along with your brother. How was the father-son dynamic? Was it more tough love, encouragement, maybe a mix?
It was more of a tough love. I think on the field, he definitely loved Grant Cook more than me, and I was kind of just an afterthought.
Okay.
But overall, he really had my best interest in his intent with coaching, and he's a great role model, like I said. And overall, he just had a great effect on my life as well as in the game of football.
Nice, yeah. And then since starting football at a young age, I know that you tried and experimented with maybe some different positions. What made you choose the O-line, and what made you maybe click there, besides other positions on the field?
Up until 8th grade, I'd been a little bit better at defensive line, but my body is just a little bit more suited towards offensive line, and I love playing offensive line. I think it's a thankless position, but it's really, I love the mentality of playing O-line, getting to hit somebody across from you every play. I think that being an O-lineman is definitely a special place in my heart because my dad was an O-lineman in college, and it really takes a special type of person and a special type of leader to play O-line.
Yeah, great. All right, let's kick it up a notch where you can get your last bites of the lemon pepper before we get into some spicier stuff.
Top notch.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so let's kick it up a notch, as Niko said. Here is the sriracha pickled garlic flavor. I'll take that out of you guys.
Thank you.
And this spice rating is a level 3 out of 10. Here's the bottle. Enjoy.
I'm going to start off with some milk before I
Already
eat it.
starting off. We got some extra if you need it later.
Yeah, I will definitely need some.
All right, yeah. Get a solid dab here. It's really solid. How's the spice going?
Pretty good, actually.
Manageable?
I somewhat enjoy that flavor. Not too bad. Like the garlic.
Nice. All right, let's move on to these next set of questions here. So, moving forward in your career, and fast forward to your freshman year where you earned your first varsity start, what was going through your head and how did you kind of mentally prepare for that first game?
I knew I had a big challenge in front of me. I was a little bit smaller as a freshman, only weighing 225, and starting on offensive line at a school where offensive line is their pride. Hinsdale Central's produced so many great linemen. I just always thought, after that first snap, the nerves kind of go away, and I I was going out there to play football, something I knew and something I loved, and I was always able to focus on football in a sense. And really before that game, I just had a lot of encouragement from my family, my friends, and then the leaders on that team, the seniors, that knew I was walking into a difficult predicament. And overall, just had great people surrounding me.
Yeah, sounds like you had a great support system. And kind of speaking about some of those seniors, did you ever feel like there was maybe a little lack of chemistry since you kind of joined the team a little later, or did you ever feel like you had to earn their respect?
I think that I earned that starting role my freshman year. I practiced them for 2 weeks before I got it, and the coaches put me in that position because they knew I was suited for it. And those captains had seen me work up with them, and I'd been at their practices. And there was a little bit of a sense of that I was the new guy. I mean, I was 14 years old, playing with 17-year-olds and 18-year-olds, and it's obviously just a different age group. And they embraced me like a team should.
Yeah, great. All right, let's start to kick it up a notch a little bit.
We gotta get some more winging.
Yeah.
Imported from Mexico itself, this is Los Calientes Rojo sauce. I'll take this once again. Get a close up on this sauce. It is a level 5 out of 10. Enjoy.
I like the flats more.
Oh, you're a flat guy.
I'm a flat guy.
Interesting.
I would say more meat usually.
Okay.
Got some good sauce on this one. Just more.
Solid kick.
Feeling confident.
Oh. Not too bad, right?
Not too bad at all.
Maybe a little bit?
I'm hanging in there. I'm hanging in there.
All right. Let's move on to the next set of questions then. So as a captain, you have a big responsibility for being a leadership presence on the team. What would you say your leadership style is? Is it more lead by example, maybe motivation?
So I would think, as an offensive line group, we have 2 captains, me and Grant Cook, and I think most of my leadership comes through the kids I play in my felt position with. And I would say I'm not as vocal as some of the other leaders. Riley Contreras is definitely the most vocal of all of us, but I think a good job of leading through tough times, difficult practices, really picking at least my position group up off their feet and making sure everybody knows what the goal is. Everybody stays on task. Everybody's going out there because we go out there because we love the game of football.
Right.
And I try to convey that to the other kids on our team as much as possible. And I think I'm in a really good position to do so. And really grateful for being elected by my peers as a captain.
Yeah.
Because that means that
a lot of trust in you.
Yeah, they see my leadership values.
Right.
And they wanted to put me in that position so we can succeed as a team. And I think we've done so in 2-0.
Yeah, great start.
It's the first time we've been 2-0 since about 2020, since the pandemic, and really proud of that. We've got DGN this week. Should be a good challenge for us, and I think our team's up to it.
Yeah, hoping you continue with that momentum in the next coming weeks. And then, so you clearly have the physicality part of a D1 football player standing at 6'5", but how does the mentality aspect come into play? And how much do you have to rely on some mental toughness in order to get some good results?
Yeah, so I actually struggled with this in the first couple years. After that varsity start during that game against Lombard West my freshman year, I broke my leg and I fractured my tibia completely.
Yeah.
And so that was rough mentally. And overall, sometimes I just didn't feel like I was up to it. Sometimes I feel like I failed my team, and but that sophomore year, I had a couple games where I learned some good lessons, and I learned that it's just football. And at 10 o'clock on those Friday nights, the game's over. I just really need to put my best foot forward every game and make sure I leave it all on the field. Really just do everything I can to help my team. Like I said, O-line's kind of a thankless position, and my job is to do my best so that the people on our team can succeed at a high level. Everybody needs to do their job. Once everybody on the team does their job.
Yeah, it's a great mentality to have. All right, kicking into this last sauce here. Better be pretty prepared because it's pretty hot.
So for the moment we have all been waiting for, this is the last dab. I've sauced it up pretty well.
This one's got a lot more than Niko's, by the way. I'm just warning you.
So this wing is this hot sauce is made with 91% pepper X. It is standing at a 2.698 million Scoville units, which is hotter than a 1 chip. And pepper X is actually the hottest pepper in the world. This is 91% pepper X, so I would buckle up if I were you guys.
Let's dive into this. Big bites only. Oh my god. I'll have to grab the milk for this one. Whoa, easy.
Gotta finish the wing.
Oh, we're finishing it, alright. How you feeling?
Not great, to be honest.
I'm starting to tear up a little bit.
Like I said, I did not handle spice well.
I'm handling it pretty well right now. Not too bad. You kind of see tearing up a little bit.
A little bit.
Oh, jeez. Ready for some of these questions?
Yep.
All right, so gardening 20 offers is quite the accomplishment. And this talk was coaches, visits, and workouts must have been a lot to consider. What were the key factors going into your final decision?
I think definitely, having a father that played Division I football.
Take all the time you need.
He gave me the insights and his experience. Gave me a great opportunity to know, what the challenge I had in front of me and what values he enjoyed on his football team. Even though it was back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And, having that vision really gave me a great opportunity to see how special the Iowa Hawkeyes were, how much of a brotherhood they have, and overall, I think the developmental qualities that Iowa possesses, putting offensive linemen in the NFL, and they have a long history of doing so. I think that was really a key factor. Also, playing with kids that I'm going to enjoy spending time with.
Yeah.
And something my dad always said was, you're going to have friends for life if you play college football. You go through that toughness together, you go through that experience, you're going to have mutual common ground.
Yeah.
I think, the kids that I'm committed with and the kids that are at the University of Iowa are going to be great friends of mine.
Yeah.
And we already talk constantly.
It was great,
Looking
yeah.
forward to it. Very like-minded people, going after goals, and really just possessing the qualities of good leadership values, and overall just people I want to spend my time with.
Yeah, and so obviously you're graduating a little early and you're going to be leaving Hinsdale in about 4 months. What are some of the emotions that you're feeling and going through that process?
It was a difficult decision to make. I've lived in Hinsdale basically my entire life, and I've grown to have a strong affection for the community. But knowing that first semester of college, starting off in the winter and the spring, gives me a great opportunity to develop.
Sure.
And I think that opportunity is something I obviously could take advantage of. And I've had a great time in high school. And people say second semester, senior year is the best.
Yeah.
But really, I think getting there at Iowa will put me on the right track to succeed as a football player and as my development as a young man. I'm looking forward to it. I'll miss everybody back home, but I'll be back constantly. I'll come back from Bra, I'll be here. A lot of activities in May. I'll walk again in May. So my first graduation in December, and then I'll have a second one in May.
Yeah, not bad too.
So I don't miss out on a ton of things, but really I get to grow a stronger connection with the people on my team, and overall just get to adapt to the environment of college football a little bit sooner.
For sure, yeah. All right, Gene, you brought your fire today. One final question. What do you want to accomplish before leaving Hinsdale Central?
Before leaving Hinsdale Central, I want to win a conference championship and play for a state championship in the state of Illinois. I think that our group this year is really special, and I think we have to do that. And with great leaders, our 6 captains: Owen Sunderson, Alec Contreras, Jack Lesnowitz, James Skogna, and me and Grant. I think we've got some really strong ties to the team. And it's more than just playing football together. We're brothers, and I'm really looking forward to this experience, this one last ride.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you so much for taking the
course.
time with me to do this. I hope it wasn't too hot.
It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Like, is there another lemon pepper over there?
No.
There's another just plain one, I think.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
With the sauce out.
No sauce. No sauce. Thank you very much for having me. Really appreciative of this opportunity. And thank you to Eeshan and Niko for putting this great event on. And hopefully you guys enjoyed. Until next time.